Hey everyone, how are you doing? I'm here with Bevan Bird, like a bird. And Bevan and I met last year in the US, and he lives in Canada. And he wants to come to Pakistan. Is it true, Bevan?
I kind of do. Actually, my mom tried to talk me out of it. She thinks it's dangerous. Um, so I may go to a different place. I'm not sure,
Okay, so
but I still want to come. Yes.
he's changing his mind. We better change his mind back to coming to Pakistan. So I have offered him that he can come and stay with me, uh, for a few weeks. And if you, whoever is watching, wants Bevan to come to Pakistan, you must message him, you add him, and you tell him that you must come here, you must come here. We would not let you go anywhere else. So, and then Bevan can go around the universities and teach what he teaches to everyone, and he can then, what will you teach them, Bevan? By the way.
Well, one thing would be connecting with people. Another one would be um, freeing yourself and doing what you love and making a great living at it.
Uh huh.
hmm
All right.
So
So
emotional and financial transformation, as
nice.
well
So
as the connecting with people, of course, because there's a lot on that and a lot of success with that.
So does that mean people will get rich if they become your friend?
Over time, yes, they can do it over time.
Cool. So everyone, if you're watching, here's your chance to connect to the guru, and he will help you transform your life and make you richy rich. And I really would love to see you here. To be honest, you have
Hmm.
connected with so many Pakistani people, and in our next call, I want to learn what have you learned so far, and how much abuse did you get, how much useful were these connections so far, and how has it helped you change your perspective? Because one of my goal of doing this experiment was to see if we can change perspectives of people and understanding of people. So, and the program is about to end, the experiment is about to end, so I want to get feedback of yours so we can maybe mention it in our book. And yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, and Rihan, I'd like to say, because it's not really about getting rich. I mean, maybe that's what people might want, but what I'm about is actually living in alignment with your values, like doing what brings you joy, being your real yourself. Yeah, it's pretty important to me.
Well, I said getting rich is because that's what gets excited to people who think that being rich is the ultimate goal of life.
Hmm.
And it's not really the ultimate goal of life. It's just a stare towards happiness, maybe. If you can look, for example, this guy is saying, I'm jobless for the last 6 months. I mean, how is he jobless for the last 6 months? There's so much work to do
hmm
around everywhere. He's
Um,
just jobless
I
in the place which he wants to be job in. So
mhm.
he's working on himself, and once he starts to work on himself, he would definitely find some work. I mean, it's impossible that somebody can be jobless. It's impossible, in
hmm
my.
I've been jobless for longer than that before, and then I came back from that being in debt $30,000, being hopeless for the future, to making $100,000 in 1 year at a job.
Yeah, but you were jobless because you wanted a particular job, not because there were no jobs.
That's right. Yeah, it's because I was.
So I guess he has to go, and we will continue when he's back. He already has a phone call. He told me before that he's only available for a few minutes. Um, so let's talk about Sayyid Shayan Mansoor. Shayan, why are you jobless? So what other jobs have you looked for? Have you tried to work for McDonald's? Have you tried to work for KFC till you find a job, or you found it as an excuse that you want this particular job only? Um, and till that happens, you're not going to work anywhere because you can live with your parents. They can take care of you. Yesterday, I was talking to another boy from Peshawar or somewhere north, and he was like Malakan, and he was like, "I am only going to work for a bank, and I've been jobless for a year." Believe me, if he was my son, I would have kicked him out of the house, and he would have to go and get a job in KFC or McDonald's to make his living. And because that's the only way sometimes we learn. It's not nice to just, be tunnel vision, because the time which we are living in is going to require us to relearn everything which we do, because technology is making everything obsolete very quickly. So, Sayyid Shayan Mansoor, I am sorry if you sent me a CV and if you have been jobless. I really can't do anything about it. Um, if you want a job in my company, go to supertech.com/start, complete the process, and you will get a job for sure. Um, but if you are going to do what everybody else is looking for, not do anything and get a job, I'm sorry, I can't really help you there. So having said that, I guess if anybody else has a comment, I would love to answer. Here's Shams. Hey Sunny, how's it going? So Sunny, what happened to your name? It became from Sunny to Shams. You can wait for me in Moscow. Um, I don't really have anything to do in Moscow right now, So what can I say? Hey Bird, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. Are you still in Oslo or you left? Muhammad Ali Yusuf, what a time waste. Another self-promotion attempt. So why are you here? Why are you watching a time waster, by the way? I would really love to know, why are you here? Why are you wasting your time? I mean, please educate me. Hey Justin, how's it going? I was thinking to talk to you and Matthew. If you guys have time, I can give you a call now. Oh, there's Cheyenne again. Cheyenne, go and apply for McDonald's and KFC. And once you work there for 2 months, I will personally give you a job. All right? But show me that you've worked there for 2 months. And you have me on record. So it's recorded, copy it or whatever. Adnan, I am not an immigration expert. Bert, so I hope to see you in February in Karachi with your friends from Norway and other places. It'll be really cool. I hope you talked with Amir and connected with him, and see, maybe you can, do a program of your own, and you can then, maybe you bring, our other friends, and they can actually be keynote speakers and stuff like that. And once you have the dates, let me know so I can book you in some universities, so you can speak in some universities and along with your friends. Oh, what a wonderful question. Mazhar Mashwani. Sir, why did you click the selfie with the daughter of Qazi Hussain Ahmad attached to my arm? You know how much people criticize her and also Jamaat Islami. People will criticize no matter what, right? So I can't really do criticize. Why did they criticize? She was in a hijab. She was totally covered. How was that wrong? Please educate me. Please educate me. Thank you so much. Najullah, good for you, brother. Good for you. Talk to these people. Yeah, see, that's your problem. You want an account executive job. If you can't work for KFC, brother, then well, you can't really work for me, to be honest. As I said, if you want to work for me, go work for 2 months in KFC and McDonald's. I will give you a job, and I will help you find a job personally. But for people who are lazy in my books, I don't really do anything for them. I apologize. Um, Walaikum assalam, Khurshid Chaudhry. I hope you're doing wonderful. I am heard about two faces. Shahid Imran. Which two faces, brother? Tell me. Cheyenne, can you hear me resume? There you go. There is a guy who was willing to hire a lazy guy. Pappu Khan Farsi, I am fine. आपके पास अगर अभी time है तो we can do a call now if you want. So Mazhar Mashwani, Imran Khan followers shared it on their official pages, so that's not my problem. That's their own small vision thinking, and if they think that's a positive thing, that's fine. If they think it's a negative thing, that's fine. It's their knowledge, it's their information. I can't really do anything about them. I took a photo with her because I respect her. I also made a video there. I also made an interview there. There were 5,000 women present, and I made a video over there because everybody was covered. And there is nothing wrong with that as far as Allah's law is concerned. So if Imran Khan's people's law is something else, that's their problem, not mine, right? And it wasn't even Imran Khan's page or PTI's page, it was some guy's page who shared it. And the poor woman was, so unhappy that they were talking about it. But this is what I learned. This is what I learned from that event. That, say, for example, if you want to be the Prime Minister of Pakistan and 200 million people are supposed to vote, you have to be able to listen to 100 million galiyan criticism of you if you really want to be the president. If you are such a thick-skinned person, then only you can survive. Otherwise, politics is not for you. And she's a senator, she's a politician. I'm pretty sure she has pretty thick skin and she could survive. And you should create a little bit thick skin for yourself, Mr. Mashwani. That's my suggestion. Baki, it's your life. If one does not get a job, so he must try to do own small business or do job as even he can start matchsticks selling or whatever. But somebody will get you profit and automatically make you a partner. I totally agree. I totally agree, Shams. That's what I was saying to the guy. Shahid, thank you so much, bhai. You were saying about the two faces. What two faces are you talking about? It's always pleasure to watch you live. Mohammad Khaliqur Rahman bhai, thank you so much. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप हैदराबाद से connect हुए. Is it possible that I can do a video with you so other people can learn about how people live in Hyderabad, India? And especially you, because you do such an amazing job and so many other things. So Ali Raza, hi, how are you doing? The link is blive.tv. Let me send you a link here right now. And you can join us. Oops. So how is everyone? Ask me some questions. I will be happy to answer. What makes you Allah? My name makes me Allah. That's about it. It's my family name. There's nothing special. It's just a name. You can go and Google Why is Rehan Allah Wala Allah Wala? There's video, you can watch that. I am Musaddiq Chaudhary from Sialkot. I have faced many problems while I started my business. I'm doing export. If someone serious can guide them, if someone serious, I can guide them just to help the humanity. Musaddiq, thank you so much for this. I would request you to make some videos and put them on YouTube, put them on Facebook on how people should come into export business, how people can start business. Yeah, because I love Sialkot. It's one of the most amazing cities in the world where people have so many entrepreneurs. It's the entrepreneur capital of Pakistan. So you can teach them on YouTube, you can teach them on Facebook, whatever you know. And then once you are out there, once you have, say, 20, 30 videos, people will automatically come and join you and ask you questions. Bevan, what happened to your call?
Which call? Oh, they weren't ready. They were with a client.
Oh, okay. So you're back?
Yeah.
Cool. Bevan is
So
back.
so I'm here, yeah, for it open-ended for whatever time that you want. And if she calls, I'll just call her back later.
Sure. I was
Okay.
almost about to end, and I also sent an invite to another guy because most of the audience is Urdu speaking, and I'm speaking English, and I feel very uncomfortable because I well, I was just me. So now that you are here, I can be comfortable back again.
Okay.
In English, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Is this a good time to do this?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
2 o'clock in the morning, and 82 people are watching us live. I mean, what else can I say?
All
People
right.
are liking. Yeah.
hmm Okay. Anything I can do to help? Did you want to ask me any questions or?
Yeah, just tell me, what has been your experience of adding these crazy people on Facebook from Pakistan since you met me?
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. I haven't talked with a whole lot of people actually. Um, I would say it has broadened my perspective. It's opened up my mind to different cultures and different ways that people think, and it's given me new ideas.
Like, so like that's 30 seconds that you spend a year, dude. Come on, give us some content.
Well, I haven't talked with very many people. I thought I didn't know you were going to ask me about connecting in the connecting experiment. I thought you meant just my experience of connecting with people.
Oh, okay. So,
hmm
well, you can answer specifically how this experiment ended so that I can, mention in my book. That would be lovely.
Okay. I think it will help promote peace and understanding among all people of the world. So getting rid of the divisions like borders, countries, religions, and races and things like that. So I think it will really bring people together if they apply this experiment all over the world to bring different people together who don't understand each other. Because like you told me the your experience of meeting a mutual friend of ours, how you said that at first he wasn't open to even talking with you, right? So like those people had a perspective about Pakistanis before they even knew any Pakistan people.
Was this
Oh yeah, you told me your friend who we
story?
met at the marketing conference, and that he also came over and lived in Pakistan. And I wanted to ask you if you know who I mean. How long did he stay there, or if he still lives there?
So Mitch came for a week, and he liked it so much that he left his suitcase in Pakistan. And he said, "I'm going to move over there. It's so amazing." And, he just literally wanted to say, and he would be one of the guys you should talk to about, if it's dangerous, or you can talk to your mom, and he's a great sales guy, so he can sell Pakistan to your mom. And he has been to Pakistan 3 times since. He has been to the border of Afghanistan, Pakistan, even. He's been to all kinds of weird places since he came for the first time. So,
Okay, okay, very good to know. Thank you.
hey, David.
Okay, Oh,
It's good to see
okay.
you from man. Nice to see you. And there was a
So,
guy. I just want to say, Sunny, if you're listening, David and I met in Moscow. You know, how cool is that? And you're in Moscow. Anyway, so yes.
okay. So I guess what I could share about, if you want, is I had about 1,400 Facebook friends at the beginning of this year, and now I'm at 5,000. So I do connect with a lot of people. It just wasn't the 500 friend experiment, right? I haven't made 500 mutual friends with you yet. So did you want me to share about that? I thought you wanted to know about just generally connecting with people, things that work well.
Okay, so how does connecting people help people?
Okay. Well, to grow any business, you have to know people. So business development is based on relationships and adding value to other people's lives, just like you have been teaching. So either you're connecting with people who might need your help, like you know the problems that you solve, so you find those people that have those problems, and there's ways to find those, say through social media or other places. And you can also connect with strategic alliance partners, people who can refer you business or people who you could refer business to, and they'll give you a commission. So this helps your business grow.
Right. So, you know, there is a saying that there is a gap between rich and the poor, and there is a gap happening between the rich and the poor all around the world, and 3% is rich and 50% is not rich, or X% is rich. Media now to connect to the learn how they do this, what they do, and just, you know, get rich ourselves.
Okay, it broke up a bit there, but I think you're saying how can poorer people connect with richer people, right? And then become rich.
Now, but why not? Because before it wasn't possible. There was no LinkedIn, there was no Twitter, there was no Facebook. So people were living in their own boxes, right? So I'm going to make a 15-minute or like half an hour explanation of how the transformation of societies is happening in the next few days. And you know, I would like your opinion on. I think that the whole social norm or the whole social disconnectivity is the reason for the imbalance in the world. The moment you connect the right circles together, the whole economic activity starts happening, the problems start to solve, everything starts fixing itself once you just connect the right dots together. What's your opinion on that?
I agree with that. So Mark Zuckerberg has done a great job of helping connect the world. He's passionate about that, and both you and I are too. So I just basically say I agree with that. A tip for people is that if someone else can do it, so can you. Not to think, oh, that person's different than me. No, anyone else that you can see is an example of what you can do. Their success is an example of what you can do. So we have to stop blocking it. We have to be honest with ourselves about what we want, and stop blocking it. And when we look around for people that already have that success, let's celebrate their success and be grateful that we can see that example, and tap into the energy of that. Like imagine it, because you need to shift how you think and how you feel. Most importantly, how we feel. Then your reality can change.
Right.
So for an example, Ty Lopez is pretty rich, right? And so he's showing people an example. And someone told me, who I talked with yesterday, that I'm similar to him. So she was saying that him and I should collaborate, right? Well, I'm a relatively unknown person compared to him, right? But we could connect. That's possible. One of the best ways is go to a live event, meet people right there, because that's how I've made some amazing connections that have changed my life, just like meeting you. And like also at that kind of event, the previous one of Marketing Mayhem Live, um, I met Brian G. Johnson and Darren Bentley. And through Facebook, through their friends, I connected with Michelle Van Otten, who is a world-class branding strategist and is doing some amazing things. You should definitely follow her. And she connected me with Sohail Khan, personally introduced me. He's the joint venture expert. And then this year, I got certified by him as a joint venture broker. So that's just an example of what happens when you go to a live event and connect with people. You get way more opportunities, just
I
like also being invited to Pakistan by you.
I understand, but the unfortunate part in Pakistan is that we don't have many live events. Number one, the live events which we do have, there are no foreigners over there to connect with. So the
Mhm.
only outlet which we have, and this is why I did the experiment, was to see if I could simulate everything what is going on in the real world. If I do the same on the Facebook world, do people still change? Do people still connect? Do people still learn? Do people still change, transform? And it did happen. So yes, you're phenomenally correct. That, like, for example, I've been following Guy Kawasaki for 14 years, and I wanted to meet him, but I couldn't meet him. uh, I tried to message him a million times, but in the US, people just don't want to add you on Facebook, and in anywhere in Europe even, they don't want to add you on Facebook unless you have met them. They want to feel your energy.
Mhm.
But I was not getting the US visa for 11 years. I wanted to go. I tried everything. I spent a small little fortune on getting the visa and trying to find out why I wasn't getting visa, and I just couldn't. So because I couldn't meet him. And then eventually, when I met you the next week, I went to another live event because Guy was there, and I went and eventually met him, and we connected. So yes, you are spot on for that. However, the challenge in underdeveloped countries is one of the reasons is the visa, and
Mhm.
and and
Okay, well, I'd like to address it by talking about how we can use these tools, like what we're doing right now. Someone asked you to talk about the Be Live platform too, by the way, and they asked who you're with. So it's me, Bevan Bird, the inspirational connector. So
why
what
don't you introduce
people?
yourself
Okay.
as a inspiration connector?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, well, that's basically it. I just did. I come from Vancouver, BC, Canada. I like to bring beauty into the world, and uplift people. I'm good at encouraging people and helping them connect with their dream life faster and easier. Um, I've done a few things online. Now I have a membership to help people to free themselves from all the limitations, to be their true self, and to do what they love and make a great living at it. Just launched it a few days ago. My friends are signing up. It's really cool. There's about 5 spots left at only $5 a month. And after that, the price will continue to increase for each cohort of people, for each group. So I'm super excited about that because I'm passionate about the world doing what they love. Anyone who wants to actually use their passion and prosper with that, I want to help them. So right now, that's not about the money because it's just $5 a month.
So for $5 a month, what are you offering them?
Okay, this membership, I do a call every 2 weeks, which may change to every week. So I answer your questions, right? Like coaching, training slash consulting slash mastermind. So it's basically overcome your challenges and achieve what you want. That's what it's all about. It's customized for the members, and also they get access to a library of training which continues to grow. I'm going to put stuff in there that people need. So there's a lot of online marketing and sales training already ready to go. It's going to go in whatever is needed to meet people's needs. So I ask them questions at the very beginning, and then I customize it to them.
Is that one-on-one?
No, it's so like a group call, which I'll be doing on Zoom, and I'll do one probably in my morning and one in my evening, so that I can cover different time zones. It's totally global, and also there's a Facebook group included too, so people can connect with each other, network, and mastermind with the other members.
Awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm
If,
super excited about it.
if anybody has any questions over here for Bevan, he is a really sweetheart. He's a really good guy from Canada, from Vancouver, and he met at a conference last year. And hopefully, he will soon be coming to Pakistan and doing a tour around the universities. So if you want to invite him to your university, that this is a great opportunity for you to connect with him and invite him and tell him more about Pakistan, because he's a little like scared to come to Pakistan because
Oh,
he
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm done with living in fear. That was just my mom's opinion.
let's
So
change your mom.
yeah, she tried to talk me out of it. That's not my reality. Don't worry about that.
I have a quick question.
Hmm.
Since you met me, has your perception for Pakistan changed, or is it the same as it was?
Yes, it changed. Absolutely. Because I like my mom thought that there was terrorists and things like that. Like you told me Mitch thought that you were like a terrorist. But it's not. That's just saying like, oh, this person's from this country, so they're a terrorist. That's just completely ridiculous propaganda. I learned more about Pakistan, and like I got to know you, and I see that you like to promote peace, and you're really a kind, patient person. You're really awesome, and you've connected me with a lot of amazing people. So thank you.
So was it just meeting me, or was it meeting another 100 people and talking to a few of them?
Okay, definitely the combination. Mostly you, because we have more of a deeper relationship and we've talked more. So with the other people, I haven't done a whole lot. I think it was just like Facebook messaging chat for the most part. Hmm.
Nice. So here is another opportunity for all of you to schedule a call with Bevan and do his interview, because interview is the best way to ask for time. And what you will do by interviewing him is ask his introduction and open up your network to Bevan. So that, for example, you live in a village, you live in a city, you live in a particular country. By doing his interview and introducing him to your Facebook friends, all of a sudden his friend following will include your friend network, and that will allow Bevan to grow. And this is what you can do with people who you think are successful. Interview them, because
Hmm.
you give them the network, and in return they give you their knowledge, not just to you but to all your friends, and you will end up having a new friend who can empower you and your network.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. Thank you. And that's also one of the tips I wanted to share about using these tools. Like, for example, because you were talking about how can poorer people become richer, right? So when we got to leverage our own strengths and our uniqueness. We're all valuable. We have unique gifts. So we need to take what we know or something that we're good at or we've achieved some kind of success in, even if it's small, just making a relationship better, something, right? And then start teaching it. And if you can teach by video, that would be really awesome. You could do live video from your phone or just shoot video and post it. Or even if you're limited with the technology, just record audio. I do a lot of that, right? And share that with your audience. So now you can add value to people's lives. You can help them and you can give first, and that generosity is going to help you grow your audience and make it so that it's easy to connect with people, because when they see you send a friend request and they look at your wall or your profile, they see you sharing valuable content. So either you're creating it or you're curating it by sharing from other amazing people like Rihan. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Here's another question on right now. Can you read it?
Okay. No, I can't really answer that question. I'm not an expert on what kind of business is good to do in Canada.
Can I
Um,
answer that?
mhm.
Asking anyone else in the world on what question is good for you to do is not a good idea, because business has nothing to do with the business. Business has everything to do with who you are. If you hate burgers and you start selling burgers, there's nothing in the world you can do to have a successful burger business, period. So instead of asking this question to other people, for God's sake, ask it to yourself. When you go out and you know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and then you look around, you will find opportunities. You can see other people, what they're doing, and then change it a little bit, tweak it a the business or existing businesses where large businesses or the new ventures are not necessarily doing that. If that's what you're looking for, like a standard business, for example, I've been looking for starting some Subways, and the reason is not necessarily that I love Subways. I like Subways, but it's because it's a business which does not make a lot of money. It makes you 5-10% for a decent amount of money, but it's so easy to do because you take a franchise, you put an advertisement in the newspaper for a manager, you put an advertising for staff. You don't even have to tell what you want. It's a Subway manager. End of story. You don't have to train them. But when you hire somebody for, say, Siberia Corporation or Super Technologies or Knight or PK1, any of my other ventures, you have to like interview the guy for like, hours and get to know them and, experience them. That's building a business. So if you're looking for a franchise business, Google it and you will find top franchises and what their income is. And I'm sure you can hire a franchise consultant and they can do that for you. But if you're an entrepreneur, ask yourself what you really enjoy doing. That's my reply. There's a question by Zahir Ahmed. Please include the topic 2 in your conversation. 9F daily call about our country, please. I don't understand this question. If you can kindly repeat this question, I can try to answer that, or Bevan can. Osama has a question. There you go. I know the answer, but I'll let you answer, Bevan.
So if I have a question. If one has so many ideas and he knows he can't work on all of them, so what should he do with the ideas? Okay, put it through a filtering process. Different people have different filtering processes, and I would use the one that works best for you. Maybe what are you most excited about? Like Rehan was saying there, you have to enjoy whatever business that you do or whatever work you do. So there's some ways to filter, like how much money will it make? How easy is it to do? How quick can I do this? Right? And will this add value to people's lives? Like, do I know that this is going to benefit people? Does it solve a problem? So if you can implement the idea quickly and it has a great benefit, then it's a better idea than one that takes longer and it's less likely to work. So there's also the probability of it succeeding too.
Right. So I hope Osama got the answer, and I hope he selects one thing, he focuses on it, and he proceeds to it. Here's another question for you from Zahir Ahmed.
Okay. Well, I struggled with being consistent. If you're talking about like in building a business or operating it over a period of time, I'd say I've struggled with being consistent for a long time. So what I've found is that I have to do something I really believe in, and that's what I'm going to stick with. So I'd say the first thing is dig into your passions. What do you deeply care about and what do you love to do? And then another thing is knowing why you're doing it. So we want to know what are our emotional drivers. For example, the way that you want your life to be better, right? Like dream vacations, or like where you want to live, or like the smile on your wife's face when you're able to give her what she wants, but which you weren't able to provide for her before. So certain things that drive you, or providing for your children, or getting them to a great school, that kind of thing. I hope that helps.
Right.
I guess there's more too, because there's the focus, right? Focusing on this thing. So when we started with what is the thing we're going to focus on, and it's our purpose, okay, that's a good start. And then I'd say put it in writing. And there's a thing that I learned from Napoleon Hill, I believe, where you write out 3 statements in a little booklet and carry it around with you and say the statements at least 12 times a day, and they become ingrained in you and you memorize it. So for example, I'm not going to say the statements exactly. I'm just saying. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. The first thing is, what do you want? My major desire in life is this thing. And then you say what you intend to give. I intend to give the greatest service possible as a whatever, or in helping people solve this problem and get this result. And then the third statement is a gratitude for your ability to focus statement, which is this. O divine providence, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to accept and make wiser use of the riches I received at birth in the form of the power to control and direct my mind to whatever ends I desire. And so those three statements don't take you very long to say, but you say it out loud with feeling 12 times a day. And then immediately after, begin from where you are to begin giving that which you said you would do, whether you receive anything from it or not. So that helps you be consistent, I believe. This is how I got a job that paid over $100,000 in 1 year.
Where can people find this Napoleon Hill? Which book is this from?
I found it in an article online, and there's also a video. What I've done is put that together as a PDF. So I will dig that up and then give you a link to it. How does that sound?
Is there a particular book, or?
I don't have it handy right now. I'll have to look it up. And then I'll private message you the link so that we can share it with people.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Good question. Ahmed Shah Gilani, is education necessary for business?
Yes. Depending on what kind of business. But if you're teaching people, then yes, you need to know more than other people. They'll see you as an expert if you know more than them. And ideally people want to work with the best. So you don't need to be the best, but it's better to be the best at whatever you're doing. And so strive to be the best in the world on whatever topic you teach.
So I would answer it differently. Normally in our country, when the people say education, they don't mean education, they mean a degree. And what do you think? Do you think a degree is important for business?
It's not necessary. A lot of the very, very successful people dropped out of college, or they dropped out of high school even.
Right.
So they're independent thinkers, entrepreneurial thinkers.
Right. So for business, yes, maybe you need education, or you need to learn, or you need to be trained in certain ways. But to be an entrepreneur, you need to practice entrepreneurship. Just like to be a swimmer, you need to practice swimming. And being an entrepreneur requires extreme amount of resilience, and extreme amount of not normal amount, extreme amount of patience, extreme amount of persistence. You need to learn how to fail and 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 fail more in order to be a good entrepreneur. Now, that is not something which is taught in any university, unfortunately. Every university looks at failure as a bad thing. Oh, you failed a class. You must leave the university. Oh my God. So there's no university that I know of which encourages failure. So my friend, it's not a good idea if you really want to be an entrepreneur to be highly educated. What you need to be is highly persistent, highly being able to communicate with people, highly not shy, and highly crazy and motivated for your passion. That's all you need. If you have those, you have Uncle Google and you have Auntie YouTube to learn everything else you need to learn about knowledge or information. You don't need to go to university anymore to get the best information. You have Amazon, you have Audible, you have YouTube, and you have Google. If you have all these four tools, end of story. There is nothing in the world that you need anymore in terms of information to go and become successful. But you do need mentors who can kick your ass. You need a network which will allow you to fail, which will allow you to be who you are without making judgments about you. So that's another reason I've been asking people to, before they take a step, take my network. Because my network is crazy like me, and they allow people to fail, they allow people to succeed, they allow people to not judge people. That's the whole idea behind this. What do you think, Bevan?
That's awesome, Rihan. Yeah, totally what you were talking about with persistence, resilience. There's another word for it, grit. someone wrote this book. I don't remember what it is, but Sean Mize, one of my mentors, told me about it. He said this lady wrote this book about grit and said that if you have grit, then you have what it takes to succeed. Like if all you have is grit. And that's like what you were talking about there.
What's grit?
That's the resilience and persistence.
Okay, that's a new word.
Like not giving up.
Thank you for a new word. I did not know that word.
All right. Mm-hmm.
So what
There's another question.
Yeah. Are you tired yet?
No.
No? Okay. What are the steps towards quitting your job, quieting your job, and starting your business? Well, it's again, if you really want to start a business, go to rehan.com/startup. I have a video there which teaches you how to start a business in 7 minutes. And that's all you need to start a business. That's all really you need. After you have developed the steps which I have given you in the video, you definitely need mentors, which are also mentioned, and you need the network. Unless and until you have the right network, you have to be an extreme amount of crazy person to be successful. But if you have the right network, like for example, Silicon Valley is a good place to have a good network of crazy people, of people who are entrepreneurial mindset people, of people who are okay with failures, then the success rate of any business in Silicon Valley is high just because of the people living there are crazy enough to not judge people to be failures. And unless you fail, you don't become a success. So that's why, again, you need to surround yourselves with people who are entrepreneurs or who are like you want to be. And once you do that, nobody would be there judging you, because if you surround yourself with people who are only doing job, they really don't know anything else. They will constantly stop you from trying new thing. They will constantly try to stop you from starting your own business, and they will make you a complete failure and loser. So if you are not very strong person, or you think you're not very strong person, or you don't have enough phenomenal passion, build a network around yourself of believers who will keep dropping one drop of their belief on their social networks, and then that drop will transfer in you, and slowly you will transform, and the belief will come inside you like uh, like growing you. So unless you do that, my suggestion is it's going to be a problem. Yeah, what happened?
Oh, I'm just raising my hand. I'm saying I wanted to say, oh yeah, and also interview them once you're ready to, or even before you're ready, because you'll learn from them. You were talking about the learning from the web. You can learn from them and also get more insight and tap into the energy more. Because like we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So we got to surround ourselves with passionate people.
Right.
Just like you said. Oh, I have a question about this. So I would say that it's important to start the business while you're still working the job, probably, unless you can just quit your job and you've got enough savings to live on for quite a while to get going. So I would say like start the business while you're working the job and build the business part-time. What do you think, Rehan?
I think it depends on what the business is. If it requires an hour a day, or if it requires 12 hours a day, it all depends. It all depends. There's so many variables in success. So I can't just say that you can or you cannot. There's a very good book called The 4 Hour Work Week, which you can use. It teaches how to transform from job to business, sort of. Also, it has good tools in it. Advice for an expatriate person, how he can start a business from home country by doing job in other country. Danish, that's a great question. If you are a Pakistani living overseas, you can hire a person in Pakistan who can be your assistant. Again, you should read the book 4 Hour Work Week. And then once you have that, you can start working with him and maybe start a partnership with this person. Because then there's something for him inside, so he will work harder, and he will compensate. The money might compensate his passion, might. But hiring the right people, working with the right people is 80% of your success. What do you think, Bevan, on that question?
Mm. I think you got it. You handled it.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't understand that next question that you flashed,
Which one?
or maybe it was the one before it. It said something about regrets of the dying.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't talk about this. That's okay. Yeah, I guess I should probably get going. Thank you very much, Rihan. I look forward to doing this again.
All right.
I hope that it's been valuable. And thank you very much for your time.
Take care,
All
bye.
right. Okay. Bye bye.
Sharik, what you can do on the weekend is the best way is to go freelancing and go to elance.com and upwork.com, which is a new name forelancing, anyways, and then go to um, fiverr.com, fiverr.com, and then you can just work over there part time on the weekends. Alrighty, so thank you everyone for your questions. I don't see any more questions here, so I'll take a break also from this. And if anybody else wants to do a live video, I am really enjoying this be live thing. We can do the next one in Urdu even or in English. Um, and you should do the same. You can go and take a friend of yours and just do chit chat. I really want to do more of this between, the conflict countries, Palestine and Israel and India and Kashmir and wherever issues are. So my more interest is in understanding things which, and I want to learn also everything, every single thing that I know. I think I've already made a video on it. And I was telling someone that I'm ready to die because all my knowledge I've already given out. So if you have any questions, it's more than likely that you will find an answer from me on YouTube or on just by Googling it. But if you still have questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. If I don't have a video on it, I'll be happy to make it. In Pakistan, there is all kinds of community. Sharik has a question that if there's a Linux community in Pakistan, of course there is. Just go to Facebook and LinkedIn and look up the community, look at the groups, and then join it. I mean, it's as simple as that. And if there's none, you just make one. And that's how you build a community now. It used to be that you had to build cities and countries and blah, blah, blah. Now you just build a Facebook group and the community just starts forming. So if you are interested in Linux development community in Pakistan, just, I'm pretty sure there are a few dozen groups, Linux Pakistan. There you go. Just found so many groups, Linux Pakistan, Linux Pakistan, Linux Pakistan. And that's it. That's how you find anything nowadays. And as I said, if you don't have one, you just create a community. There you go. There's a search. If you made one, that's great, but you should go and connect to the admins of the groups which are also working there. So you should connect with the admins for sure, always, of the other groups so you can learn from them. And then you can make smaller groups, like you can make one for Karachi, you can make one for Lahore, Faisalabad. Make smaller groups is also important because then it's more intimate. If it's just 50 people, you will know each other, you will know everyone. If it's 5,000 people, you won't really know anyone. So you can have both kinds of groups. You can have an intimate group, which is smaller, then you can have a larger group for just for Pakistan. No, I don't know Linux development at all. That's fine. You don't have to know Linux development at all, Jannat Mudassir. If you really want to learn, you can just go on YouTube and just search for it, and you will definitely become an expert on Linux development if you really wanted to. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will be doing these more. I request you to share this video. I request you to comment. I request you to share more, ask more questions, and peace. Assalamu alaikum.